I know a lot of us are still riding very high after a group of running backs here in this 2025 NFL draft class that look phenomenal. Ashton Jeanty, Omarion Hampton, Caleb Johnson, Travion Henderson, Quinshon Judkins. The list of running back names from 2025 goes on and on and on. What's poppin'? Welcome back to the station. Welcome back to the channel. Y'all know what it is, your boy Ray G. You can find me on X at RayGQue. And today we are taking a look in this summer scouting series that I'm kicking off right now at Penn State rusher Nicholas Singleton. And there are already a lot of narratives being thrown out there around this 26 draft class. Not that good, no high-end talent, not elite, not as good as last year, not as good as the year before. Let's let these young men play a down in the 25 season before we proclaim a class being good or bad. But here's one thing that I can assure you of. Nicholas Singleton would have been one of the top backs in 2025, and he damn sure is one of the top running backs here going into this 2026 NFL draft process. What we're going to do today is look at some data, look at some stats, break down some film. This is summer scouting. There's a lot that these young men have to improve upon this season, and they get a whole year to do that. Nicholas Singleton right now sits in my top tier, along with Notre Dame running back Jeremiah Love, as the best running backs in this class going in to the 25 season. So without further ado, we ain't going to play around. We're going to get right to it. Talk ball, look at the numbers, look at some film. Nicholas Singleton, Penn State, let's get it. Now, I'm always going to be a trusted tape kind of guy, but there are some things that data could just make very clear for us very quickly. And when you look at Nicholas Singleton compared to some of the top running backs in the 2025 draft class, you can see what stands out immediately is when he touches the ball, good things happen. 0.22 EPA per rush attempt, expected points added per rush attempt. It's Nick Singleton, Ashton Jeanty in a tier of their own, and then everybody else. So Omarion Hampton, Caleb Johnson, Quinshon Judkins, they wish their EPA per attempt was as high as Nicholas Singleton. He's also very good at not being stuffed at or behind the line of scrimmage. 8.9%, one of the lowest right there with Travion Henderson. Now, where he falls short, even at 6 foot, 225, 230 pounds, his broken tackle percentage, very, very low, 29.9%. This is an area where I want to see Singleton improve in 2025. But everything else, the amount of 15-plus yards he gets every time he touches the ball, very, very high. And you can see that on the screen as evidenced by that big red spider graph. Now let's take a look at Singleton versus some of his peers in the 2026 class. And this running back landscape is still very unknown. You've got his own teammate, Katron Allen, Jeremiah Love out of Notre Dame, Mekhi Hughes, who's playing at Oregon now. Probably going to be in just about everybody's top 5. So those are the 4 we're looking at right now. And it's just very clear. Nicholas Singleton and Jeremiah Love, those are the top 2 dogs. EPA per rush attempt over 0.2 for both of those players. The broken tackle percentage, again, this is where I want to see Singleton improve in 2025. Jeremiah Love, 42.5%. Insane. I mean, good things are happening when Love touches the ball. And he's also breaking a lot of tackles. So when you're just thinking about where Singleton thrives from an analytical standpoint versus some of the 25 cats, he's right there with Ashton Jeanty versus his own class. You've got he and Jeremiah Love at the top of the analytical chart. But again, I'm always going to be a trusted tape kind of guy. Let's dive into some of his tape, which highlights some of the strengths that we talked about here and some more that you'll see on the film. All right, so we got about 10 plays that we're going to go through from Singleton. I'll run it through the first time, and then we'll stop and break it down. This is versus West Virginia, 1st and 15. This was a touchdown run on the opponent's 40-yard line. You see the speed, the explosiveness, and just the power and force. And when he hits the open field, it's good night. This is a young man who's got great size to his game and the explosive element, that chunk play rate, 10.9% of his runs going 15-plus yards. You see a little bit of everything in this run, and we'll break it down just a little bit because he's got a nice skill set to his game. So let's go back to that run. Right here is where you'll see a lot of the vision from Singleton, right? As soon as he gets that ball, everything is blocked really well here. You've got a hat on a hat. Got this guy taking care of that. Singleton got a two-way go. He can look in here, but he's going to make the right decision and find that hole. And you'll see when he does, puts his foot in the ground, navigating tight spaces. He sees Tyler Warren taking care of 12, and then it's daylight season for Singleton. Boom. Once he hits the open field, arm tackles aren't going to get it done. Big, powerful man with probably 4.4 speed, at least 4 sub-5 speed. Now, this is a 1st and 10 play on the opponent 41. Another touchdown run from Singleton here. And here, you're going to see him kind of miss the hole, run into his offensive lineman, but still the elite juice in the open field to pull away from defenders. It's outstanding. And he shows this every single game, out of the backfield, through the air, and in the return game. Again, here's Singleton. The play's designed to hit right up in here, but there's nothing. It's all clogged up. There's the open alley. There's the open space. So it's going to take him a little bit to figure that out, but he keeps his eyes up, right? Maybe he could have saw this play a little earlier, but I love keeping his eyes up, vision downfield. And now you're going to see him hit the gas and go. So just highlighting some of the strengths that he has, which is that elite speed. 1st and 10 run on his own 21-yard line against Penn State. Right here, just a nice job of finding the hole, seeing the hole, and accelerating through, picking up 12 yards on this run versus Kent State. Let's see how the offensive line blocks this versus what Singleton does. Right here, I love the patience, and I know it's subtle. It's a subtle little hop step right in here. You got Warren pulling across. He's got to slow down just a little bit, a little hesitation, plants that left foot in the ground right there. Boom. And then he goes. He hits the gas. This is what I'm talking about right there. Boom. There it is. And then drag the defender an extra 2 yards. I love the physicality. Want to see a little more of that from Singleton here in 2025. This is a 1st and 10 run versus SMU. He's going to pick up 18 yards on this play. Tyler Warren motioned across the field. He's in a pistol formation. Singleton's getting the ball. There we go. It's all blocked. Patience, and then boom, hit the gas and finish. Throw those defenders off. You want to bring arm tackles in there, trying to arm tackle Singleton. He's too damn big. It's not going to get him down. So right here, you're going to see this is blocked very, very well. And when you see it, you got to accelerate and hit the hole. Zone blocking scheme right there. Boom, put your foot in the ground. Arm tackle, get off me, get off me. Let's run that one back one more time. I love this. I love this right here. Let's pause it right in there. Right about here. So everything is protected very well. You got hat on a hat, hat on a hat. He's peeling, looking for this guy. Singleton's just reading. But once you see it, you got to go. You have to go. You can't play around. Foot in the ground. Boom. Peels off. There's that right there. And you're going to see Singleton accelerate. Arm tackle, one missed tackle. 2 missed tackle. There you go. Finishing down the field. Good power right there. Power, vision, explosiveness from Singleton. Here's a play, 2nd and 7. Second and 7 versus Maryland on his opponent's 19-yard line. Singleton, I love this run. Probably my favorite run of the clips that we're going to see. Patience, and then you got to make it happen, right? Get off me. I want to get to the end zone. Looks like the ref calls him down at the half-inch line, but I think he gets in. I think he gets in on this one. But look at the patience, smooth glider, and now I got to get physical and get to the zone. This is just such a good run, and I love this angle of the run right here because it's patient, right? He didn't have to do a lot. Let's turn it up. Let's not run up into traffic. This guy's trying to reverse pivot out. Here he is. And now I gotta beat this defender. I gotta beat this defender, which I do with a stiff arm. Get off me. And now he's faced up. It's me in the end zone right here. And you see Singleton say, no, sir. I'm lunging in. Maybe the elbow's down right there. But that's a hell of a run. Love that play. Love the effort from Singleton on that play right there. Explosiveness, power, want to get to the end zone, right? Get to the end zone. Another play right here versus Maryland. This is another 2nd and 7. 2nd and 7 down and distance situation. Got a lot of motion going on back there. Singleton says, I'm not playing around. And when he puts his foot in the ground, he is physical. He can move a pile, punish defenders. I want to see more of this in 2025. He's so big. Don't play around. He's got the speed, the acceleration, good vision. There it is. Just take what's there. That's just a solid quality run. He's got his offensive lineman helping push him 4 more yards down the field. Great job by Singleton. Another 2nd and 7. He's going to score here. Toss it to him. Now you just got to beat your man. Beat your man and want it. And want it. Beat your man to the corner. Get outside and score the damn ball. There's something about being inside the red zone, inside the 20, and having a running back that will not be denied. That is something that I look for. And he doesn't play around. I know I got to get there. I outflanked this guy. I got good blocking downfield. I got to put my head down and get to the end zone. Love that run from Singleton. 2nd and 13. And if you look, I mean, there's not a lot of receiving threats out there. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in the box with these safeties looking like they're peeling down because this looks like a rushing formation. Let's see what Singleton does, right? They're going to reverse. They're going to counter this thing back across field. Going to have to be patient. And then boom, once he hits the open field, folks, the athleticism, the speed. I know there have been some freak running backs at Penn State, and I will not invoke any names here, but this big young kid can go. He's got great lateral quickness. I think he's got good vision. Want him to work on his power, his contact balance a little bit more. But when you're able to see and navigate like this, and let's just break this down, all right, good blocking, right? You got him lined up. He knows there. I got to trust my blocker. There's going to be a lane, but this is a free defender. I'm going to have to make a play. Singleton's going to have to make a play. There he is. Pushes him out of the way. He takes the wrong angle. There's Singleton. There we go. And then that safety that we saw, he misses the tackle, shoelace tackle. Good night. To the crib. To the crib. Touchdown Singleton versus Boise State. And then one more receiving element of his game. So here versus West Virginia, want to put that in there. He's aligned outside. That is Nicholas Singleton up top, aligned as a wide receiver, empty formation, nobody back there with Drew Allar. And you're going to see them get him the ball quickly, right? There it is. Screen play for Singleton. It's blocked up well. And he shows some power. His ability to be used as a weapon in the receiving game is an added element that is going to bode well for him moving forward at the next level. So you're talking about a player where the data aligns. The data has him up there with some of the top running backs from the 2025 class. We saw a few of the clips from his play in 2024. Size, speed, explosiveness, good vision, elusiveness. Want to see him play with a little more power because he is close to 230 pounds. But when you're talking about the running backs for 2026, Nick Singleton is right there with Jeremiah Love for me at the top of the running back group. 1, 2, 2, 1, however you want to rank him. One of the best backs in this class, and he would have been one of the best running backs in 2025. The process has just begun. These are plays and games and stats from last season. These young men have a whole year to improve and get better, and I believe that Nicholas Singleton will do just that here in 2025. I appreciate you tapping into this early look at Nicholas Singleton, one of the prospects in the 2026 NFL draft class here on the channel. If you appreciated the video, the content, give us a thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel. More of these videos for 2026 prospects coming soon, very soon here on the channel. Thank y'all for being here. Have a great day, and we'll see y'all soon. I'm out. Peace.